Good morning. Good morning. We're going to do a little reading. I don't know what's going to so it's going to be like, I have no idea. So this will be fun. All right. So closing your eyes, we're going to take a couple nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in, pulling up that beautiful Mother Earth energy, grounding down into her, breathing in. And out through the mouth. Releasing all that no longer serves you. Having that intention of, with that exhale, you are expelling all that no longer serves you. Breathing in through the mouth, pulling down that beautiful Father Sun energy of clarity, of intention. Breathing in. And out, releasing all that no longer serves you. Breathing in, Father Sun energy. And out. Breathing in spirit and source light energy straight into your heart center, creating this beautiful balance of that beautiful Mother Earth energy from below and as above, pulling down Father Sun energy from above and creating this beautiful divine feminine, divine masculine balance energy and spreading that out throughout our whole energetic field and laced with this beautiful purity of source light energy. Breathing in. Release. Breathing in. Release. Calling in our angels and our guides, calling in Jesus, Mary, Mary Magdalene, and Freya too, calling in our higher selves, calling in our ascended masters, ancestors of love and light, ascension council, galactic council, all those at the highest high of love and light, and only those at the highest high of love and light, to be here with us together to help us to be clear channels, receiving and giving the exact messages in which we are meant to receive for our highest good. Also calling in and asking assistance from archangels Michael, Metatron, Uriel, Azrael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Shamiel to be here with us, gathered together today to help keep this space a sacred space, cleansed and cleared of all energy that does not belong here, and amplifying all energy that does. Anasianotu, Anasianotu. Please help us to have clear intentions coming and showing up in this time, in this space, just to be here with Spirit and leaving the day ahead and the day behind, just leaving them behind and ahead and coming fully present in this moment. Help us to have clear vision, clear sight, clear knowing, clear feeling, clear hearing, clear seeing of all that we are meant to see, feel, hear, know, all the things, free of ego, free of past, free of judgment, free of resistance, all the things, free of anything that is holding us back from fully and completely receiving this gift from Spirit. Amen, and so it is. Anasianotu, Anasianotu, Anasianotu. Okay, let's dive in. I just love this time so much. It just brings me so much joy. Spending this time with you and spending this time with Spirit and just the anticipation, then knowing about like what's going to come through, what our little message is going to be. Oh, just love it so much. All right, we start out with Page of Pentacles from the original Rider-Waite deck. Also, let me know. So for one, I will post a picture of the cards that go with each and every one of the readings, along with the reading link in the post, or I think it should show up under post or community. Also, if I ever forget to mention what deck cards come from and you have a question about it, please feel free to ask. Because I always whenever I watch other people's readings and I'm like, but what deck is that from? So I don't want you guys to ever have to worry about not being able to ask, or so I try and automatically tell you, but if I forget, please ask. That's how my Reiki practice started too. I wanted to be all the things that I wish I had in my Reiki sessions that I was receiving before. Not that she wasn't nice and beautiful and wonderful and all the things, but I still I felt I don't know, I wanted to provide something different. So, all right, next we have Strength. I love her. I love this card so much. It's such like a love for that part of you. Oh, okay. Well, I thought I was done with that deck, but I'm not. That card is, these are from the Tarot of the Abyss. I love this deck so much, and I'm trying to remember the name of the lady that I learned about these from. She did a review of these. Ruby Red or Ruby Wolf, something like that. I wish I could remember. But I think if you were to do that, look those two things up or something, it would pop up. All right, next we have, the High Priestess. Oh, what two wonderful, beautiful cards from that we have. We have the Strength card and let me adjust this so you guys can see. The Strength card and the the Strength card and the High Priestess. Peekaboo. Okay. And then we have Page of Pentacles. It's like, what a gift. What a gift all this is. Oh, and then look at how, okay. I love looking at, so whenever you're doing tarot, here's a little thing that that pops out for me whenever I do tarot is just the synchronicities, the things that they have in common, like across the board. So see how he is holding this pentacle, this gift. See how she is holding that disc of the yin and the yang, or yin and yang disc there. And then see how she is holding this gift of strength in her hand. They all have like that same way of just holding it with adoration and love. And I don't know why, that just makes me want to cry. Okay. So, because this all is such a gift, isn't it? Like just being able to be here like this, to just think about like all the things that brought us here together today, in this way, like how like without like the invention of electricity, and then like the internet, and then YouTube, and then laptops and cell phones and cameras and all the things, and then all these cards and these beautiful creators that created these cards, and then just like all the different things that had to fall in place for us to be here in this moment right now, receiving and giving this message. It's just beautiful. So there you go. Just feeling so much gratitude right now for this, all of this. It makes me want to cry. All right, last quarter, what is holding you back? Well, butt is in the dock. All right, that is from the Moon Witch Oracle. So while I'm shuffling these, I told you about how like my Reiki thing started, and then how like I try and incorporate things that I kind of wish were a thing. Anything that I wish I was receiving, I like to try and give. Then so is there anything like that for you? Is there something that you wish that, like if did you receive a healing, or did you receive a reading, or did you receive whatever it is, and you're like, I wish it had, I wish it would have been more this or that. And this isn't about complaining about anything or anybody or anything like that. This is just like fulfilling. Like it was missing this, that I felt like I needed to feel fulfilled, if that makes sense. Because it's nothing against anything that any of the other previous like readings or people, givers or healers, whatever it is. It's just like you personally, for your fulfillment, needed this XYZ. So just curious. Okay, next we have 8 of Winter Cups. Ooh, I like this. This one feels like all tingly and sad. Because it's just so much to it. But you know what it reminds me of? So we have like, have you heard of the trolls? There's these trolls that this artist, Danish, I believe, artist came and he's built all around. And there's one here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then there's 5, I think, in Raleigh, North Carolina. My son lives in Raleigh for school, and so we went up to see, spend time with him and go see the trolls there. And one of them, the lady, it was like a mama one, I think, and her tail like wrapped through the woods coming out, and the baby one was holding onto the tail. But at the beginning, we didn't know it was the tail. It looked like he was holding a snake. And so we followed his toy snake all the way around, and it ended up being the mama's tail. So this reminds me of that. Like, it reminds me of that. Like, it's that connection there. And there's her braid is like going through there. But it just feels like she is walking into this unknown, and it's just like knowing that, I don't know, it's almost like befriending fear. Like, wearing fear is like, instead of letting fear keep you from whatever it is that it's like you've been wanting to do, instead of letting that be like this barrier and like tossing that over and wearing it as a cape and being like, let's just go. Fuck it. Let's just go. We're just going in. We're going into the dark. We don't know what's on the other side of this, but I just feel like I'm supposed to do this. So we're going to go. We're not going to let fear be like this barrier right here, like this block, like I'm hitting this glass wall here. I'm going to, instead, we're just going to drape it over and like be like Little Red Riding Hood and throw the hood over us and just head on into the forest. Yeah, love it. Okay. What else? What's next? This one. That's from the Winter Tarot, by the way, from Seasons of the Witch. They're the ones that do the Oracle decks, like the Yule and the Imbolc and all that. Autumn. Look at him. He's so cute. Oh, look at that. And don't we need that warmth right now whenever... with all that, at least here, it's been snowing and icing the last few days with the winter storm. And doesn't that like look like a big warm hug? Is that it? Is there more? More from where? There. Okay. So that was from the Witch's Way Home Oracle by Emma Griffin. Now I'm going to do, this is from the Imbolc Oracle that I'm pulling from right now, which is from the Seasons of the Witch, the same as the Winter Tarot. And we have Aquarius. Are we in Aquarius season or something? I'm so bad with astrology. I keep trying to learn, but it's just like, we're not going to hang out in your brain today. All right. All are capable of dreaming, but it is those who surrender to vision who are visionaries. Oh, I love that so much. Look at that. I've never pulled this card from this deck. And it has that same swirling and then the same like tree line there as the other. Okay, this is it. All right, let's go. Oya nakana siano tuyano, 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 oya nakana siano tuyano. It has that same sense and feeling of the reading that we did before, like starting out but different, about like because before, like the last reading was about like it's coming all together, it's coming together, but this one feels different but similar. But this one is like pulling it all together is giving us like the authority, the oya nakana siano tuyano, oya nakana siano oyana, the power in it is coming from us. This isn't like an external thing that is like it's like the other reading that we did for this, like that one was the Blessed Beings, This Is Our Time reading, and you can listen to that if you want as well. But that one felt very much like kind of externally a little bit, like it's like fate and all the things like coming together. Kind of almost like an outside of us. This one feels like we're holding the power in this. We're pulling it together. We're the ones that, we're the witches at the cauldron. We're the ones putting all the different ingredients in the stew. We're the ones making it happen. We're the ones that decide the different spices to add in. We're the ones that get to choose the ingredients. We're the ones that get to choose the temperature, and like if it's like we're going to just make it real quick, or we're going to let it be a slow boil, a slow and steady like crock pot kind of stew. We're the ones that have control over the ingredients and over like the flavors and over like what it is we're even making. Are we making split pea soup or stew? Or are we making some chili? Are we making some curry? What are we making? That's up to us. That's our decision. That's our power. That's us. We need to take that power back and that control back. And who's like in the driver's seat anyway? Why are we riding in the back of the bus? Why are we like taking our time going like where we started out in the back of the bus and we're just like sneaking our way up, and now maybe we're in the middle of the bus. We're still in the middle of the bus, letting somebody else drive the bus. And so they're like, you're working your way up, so good job, high five on that. But why are we still letting somebody else drive the bus? Why are we letting somebody else? We're just waiting for the universe and all things to just line up just perfectly for this and that. We're just waiting. We're waiting for somebody else to make a decision. We're waiting for somebody else to open the door. We're waiting for somebody else to drive us to the destination. We're waiting for the stars to align. We're waiting for things to collide. We're waiting. Instead of just saying, fuck it all, I'm getting in the driver's seat. I'm driving this bus. I'm the driver of this bus. I'm the driver of this bus. I get to decide what goes in my soup, my stew, my chili. I get to decide the flavor of it all. Am I feeling a little spicy today? Or am I like nice and mild and thick and cozy and warm and soothing today? Oyana kana, siano tuyano oyana. It's our decision how like we want to be in a day, or if we want to be nice and slow and quiet today. It's up to us. We decide. So if we have like a nice, slow, lazy day, that was our decision. We need to own that and be okay with that, because we're allowed to have that. We're allowed to have nice, slow, lazy days to heal, and just to be able to allow ourselves to become rested and like grounded again and full and whole again, and allow all the pieces to come back to us again. We're allowed to have those moments in time where we're just being still. And then if we want to, if we feel all fired up, even if the rest of the world is in rest mode, but we feel fired up and we want to make shit happen, then we could do that, because we're in the driver's seats. We're the ones that's making this stew. We're the ones that are putting everything in the cauldron to make this magic happen. We're the ones that get to decide. We're the ones driving this bus. We don't have to go at the same speed as everybody else. If we want to pass the other people on the highway, then we can pass the other people on the highway. We don't have to sit here and wait for everybody else to catch up. Or if everybody else is in hibernation mode, but you're wanting to go in full speed mode because your hibernation mode is in summer when it's hot as hell. Who wants to be going out and playing in the heat like that? Nobody. You'll melt. Haven't you seen whenever you go out in the sun and like people just like witches burn up? That's your hibernation mode, baby. You don't have to hibernate right now if you don't feel like it. But you can. Or you could do like one day off and one day on. This is your show. You're driving the bus. It doesn't matter what, yes, learn to follow learn what the seasons are telling you. Listen into the guidance of that. Feel the rhythm of the earth. Feel how she is like breathing. Get into that to the heartbeat of Mother Earth and get into the heartbeat of nature and feel the gathering and feel the healing and feel the rooting in and to feel the release of her and feel the growth of her and feel the resting of her and feel all of her and get into this like rhythm of her when it feels right and good to you. But because we are one, but we are also separate. We are also separate whole entities all on our own. Yes, we are one, but we are separate. Just like marriages or partnerships or even like mother and child, you start out as one, right? Mother and child, you're as one, right? But then you give birth and then your child is separate from you, right? And even though it takes a while to get used to the fact that they have their own brain and they want to do things their own way, even though that takes a while to get used to that, and because you still want to be like, but no, baby, it's better to do it this way. And they're like, but I'm my own person. Let me do it my way. And then you're like, oh, fine, I get it. And then it becomes easier to let them do their own way, right? It's the same. You, Mama Earth, one, she spits you out. You're still one, but you're also two separate beings. You are also two separate beings. You are one, you are two. Live your own life. Live by your own rhythm. Breathe into her rhythm. Learn from her rhythm. But if your rhythm is just slightly off, that's okay too. Because it's your rhythm. That doesn't mean it's off. It just means it's different. You can have, if your full drive mode is like in the spring or fall, and your full, then you have rest mode in the other two seasons, like slow mode, instead of full on rest, then that's fine too. You can have like the full shut off mode in the winter, and the full drive mode in the summer, and then the slow mode in the spring and the fall. This is your ride. This is your trip. This is your life. This is you. This is your bus to drive. You get to decide. This is your show. We're just here to watch, to watch you grow and learn. And they really want you to know that it's okay. It's okay to grow at this. If you feel like, but I'm not the one passing people. Everybody else is passing me. I'm in the slow lane. I'm staying over here in the right-hand lane because I'm too scared to get in the middle or the left lane. I'm just over here. And so they're like, okay, baby, let's talk about this. Are you scared to get in the left-hand lane or to get in the middle lane? Or are you just comfortable? Do you feel really good? If you feel really good and whole, going at your slow and steady pace, then that's good. That's fine. You can be on a slow simmer, baby. You don't have to go on high boil. You don't have to go from 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. You don't have to follow, like if everybody else is going at the fast pace, you don't feel like you have to like fall in line. You can go as slow as you need to go, if it feels good and right. Now, if you're just hanging out over there purely out of fear, but your heart desires to join in the race, join in at a different speed, they're like, not race, join in, like to go at a higher, just to get in the mix a little more, then we could talk about that. Like, what is it that's holding you back there? What's keeping you from changing lanes? What's keeping you from jumping in? What's keeping you from getting to that next level? What's keeping you from, like, because you're wanting to learn something, but you're scared of learning this thing, or you don't know where to start? Then we need to talk about that, because That's different than just being like, I'm good going my speed. You guys go ahead. I'm just cruising. I'm cruising. I'm enjoying the music and the wind in my hair. I'm good. That's one thing. If you're like over here going, I want to go over there, but I'm scared. I don't want to like I don't know how to like shift it lanes and without getting run over. They're like, girl, again, you're in the driver's seat. You have full power. So they're showing me like this one memory of whenever, so because my boys, they wanted me to homeschool them. And I was like, oh, hell no. Who do you think I am? I am not your teacher. I am just your mama. But I saw the need. I felt the need. And then all of a sudden I felt and I heard the worst case scenario. Yep, throw them back in there. So if we could start just like almost incorporating that like philosophy into mixing that in sometimes into what we're thinking about diving into. Maybe you're wanting to try something, but you're scared. You don't know if it's right for you. What if it's a big mistake? What if I don't like it? All the things. And they're like, worst case scenario, you don't do it anymore. But best case scenario, you start doing this thing and it feels like home. It feels like finally, this is where I belong. This is what I was supposed to be doing all along. Maybe it's welding. Maybe it's teaching. Maybe you're being called to homeschool your kids. Maybe you're being called to like be a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer or a train conductor. Whatever it is for you, worst case scenario, you don't do it. You don't go all the way to the end of the track. You jump on, you really give it your all. They're saying that part of it too, though. Give it your all. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It is what it is. You're done. Worst case scenario. You don't end up doing it as your lifetime career. Or because maybe you thought you wanted to be a potter. You get in there and you're like, this is horrible. I hate the feeling of like clay in my nails. Why would I have ever thought this was a good idea? But maybe, just maybe, there was something in that lesson that you were meant to meet somebody there, or or maybe it was just for them to show you, see, you tried it. You did it. You survived. You're not like, you didn't melt. You didn't catch on fire. You didn't crumble into 1,000 million pieces. There wasn't like a whole mob of people that came in here and been like, who do you think you are, trying to play potter? You're no potter. You're no artist. Get out of here. Nobody cared. Everybody was just minding their own business, being scared of their own stuff. So maybe, just maybe, even if it ends up not being your end-all be-all, it's just to teach you it's okay to step forward and try new things and to do new things. Because it is. It's fully okay to try new things, even if it's not going to be your be-all, end-all. Maybe it's just for your little soul to check it off a list. Maybe your little soul had in there a wish that it always wanted to try this. And you did it. You tried it. The end. You're done. Maybe it always wanted to try spinning pottery on a wheel. I have. I want to try that. But that was all it ended up being. You tried it. You did the thing. And now they're like, all right, we're good. We're done. Now we're going to move on and we're going to be astronomers. I mean, it could be anything, right? You can end up being a chef in the end. And but now you have a connection to the potter who's going to make your soup bowls, that's going to go with your soup recipes. And now you guys are a team, and now you start this whole enterprise. You never know until you do the thing. But the point is, we have the power We're the ones driving the bus. So we've got to stop sitting in the back of the bus waiting for somebody else to pull up to the pottery thing and like they're like, all right, last stop, you got to get out. You got to try this thing. You've got to try this thing that you've been wanting to try, because nobody's going to do that. We're the ones that's going to do that. We're the ones that have the power to do that, to decide that, to be like, we can do this, to grab that fear that's been holding us back and throw it on like a cape, like our Superman cape. This is like, we've got to like start using it as our power instead of our kryptonite, right? We've got to stop letting fear be our kryptonite. We've got to start using it as our power. Throw that cape on, but instead of like the like dopey Superman outfit, we've got that really cool witch's outfit, right? We've got a little witch's cape on, right? So we're putting our witch's cape on, and we are going to own our magic this year. Going into the fire horse, this is our preparation for it. We're in the pause between the shedding and the fire snake. No, excuse me. Shedding of the wood snake and the like, let's go fire horse. We are in like this bridge time period where we're kind of like easing ourselves into it, like easing out of like all of that shedding and letting go and healing and all the things. So many layers of healing and shedding, right? And then so now they're easing us out of that and putting us all the pieces back together. Going, you're okay, you made it, you survived. And then now they're like patching us back up together. We're taking a wee rest, having some, like juice and crackers after you get blood. And so that way we can like get refuel for this coming year. But they're wanting us to know, like, this is like at the beginning of that race kind of feeling where start your engines, but they're saying, remember though, you're not in the back seat of this race car. You're not in the back seat of the bus anymore. You're not even in the middle of the bus anymore. You're like, how like, if you have like that social anxiety or anything like that, and you have your back to the wall kind of thing, you always got to have the back to the wall and to be able to see all the exits and see all the people and everything. But then maybe on the bus, you're like that too. But then you're like, I'm going to be brave and I'm going to go sit in the middle so I can talk to people. And then you started up there. But they're like, honey, you are ready to take the driver's seat. You are ready. Go get in the driver's seat. Go get in the driver's seat and then tell all those worries and doubts and fears and everything else that's been holding you back there. Tell them to get in the back and be like, all right, I'm in control now. I'm taking the driver's seat now. You could come along for a ride, grab a snack, grab a drink, because I'm going to be here for a while. I'm going to be in the driver's seat now. So you just get comfortable back there, take a nap. Here's a cushion. Here's a blanket. Take a nap, because I'm taking control. I am taking control of my destiny. I'm taking control of where we go from this point forward. From this moment on, I am taking control. I am taking the driver's seat. I'm deciding where we go. I'm deciding how fast we go, how slow we go. I'm deciding that, like, if I'm taking a rest day, I'm not going to bash myself about it and be like, boy, that was a lazy thing. You should have really gotten some stuff done. No, because I was the one that chose it. Nobody forced me to have a day of rest. I chose it. I was in the driver's seat for it. I'm not going to like force myself to like work until my hands bleed or whatever it is you do. Or my eyeballs are bleeding from too much screen time or whatever it is. I'm the one that, or maybe I want to. I'm the one that's in control. So I'm not going to be mad at myself about that either. So if I decide, we're going to work until our eyeballs bleed and then we'll have a rest day, then I'm the one that gets to decide that. I'm the one in control. Nobody else is to blame here. Nobody else is to blame, and there's no shame. There's no shame in your game. There is no shame in your game. Again, there are seasons that are like we're meant to like rest, and there's seasons we're meant to like go full on. But remember, we have stepped out of the religious realm to be able to connect in our own way, correct? With spirit, to make our own rules. We don't have to go to church every Sunday. We could go every day if we wanted to, and this could be our church. Because this is our bus. We get to drive it, right? So it's the same thing in this world too now. Like, you may be learning, but you're supposed to be in rest time right now. But if you want to go full on, you go full on. This is your time. These are your rules. You get to, like, yes, like, honor the tradition, like, and honor the, like, by knowing this is a season of rest, knowing that this is a season of rooting in. Because, like, even though it's winter time, right, and you don't see any growth up here on the leaves, but she's still rooting down in there, deeper, 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 deeper. So maybe this is your rooting in time. I mean, this could be whatever it ends up being for you, because you're the driver of your own bus. You can like totally shift these, like work these seasons however you need to work them. So you can learn the tradition, the past like ways of the people. You can, of whether it's Celtic or Nordic or whatever it is for you, but then you can you can like work those ways in however they feel good and right for you. But this is also a time period that is different, that is more different than any other time period of wanting us to be our own alchemist, our own, like, we are the high priestess of this time, where we're writing new rules. We're giving ourselves more freedom than we've ever had in our practices, in our which empowers our connection with spirit even more. The more we find our own way and really indoctrinate that way into our lives and own it and trust it, we have to like learn to trust ourselves deeply and fully and completely. We have to fall. We've been working on falling in love with ourselves. Now we're going to fall in trust with ourselves. We have to learn to trust ourselves. Yes, and so whenever anybody questions, like, why are you starting a new business right now? This is a time of rest. Well, that's good and all, but I felt called to do this. So that I'm going to do it, and to be able to stand up tall and be like, this is what I'm doing right now. This is what I feel called to do. I'm meant to do this, and not to let anybody shame you in your game, right? No matter which world you're in, there's always going to be people that kind of like want you to do it their way or the way. But this is the thing. It's our bus. We're the drivers of our own bus. We get to say in which way it goes. We're the ones that are like cutting the new roads. We're cutting a new path. We are writing a new screenplay. We're the ones. We're the ones. We're the ones. We're the way showers. We're like, yes, the earth is sleeping. Mama Earth is taking a nap, and a long-deserved nap, and she deserves that time, but she doesn't mind if we're over here quietly working away and getting prepared for what is to come. This is our story to write. So you can, if you feel called to take a nap with Mama Earth, you can. If you feel called to set the world on fire with your light, then you can. This is our road that we are mapping out. We're lighting the way. We are lighting the way. Because if we all like do it the same, feel like we have to do it the same way, where are we getting? Where are we going? we're all in the back of the bus at that point, right? Nobody's driving the bus except for history, right? And again, there's good things. There's good things in tradition. We take what we need and we add what we need and we leave what we need. If there's no room on the bus for it. If we're like, this just doesn't feel good and right to me, we're just going to leave that at that little stop on that little bench for somebody else to pick up, because it's going to be right and good for somebody else. And that's good. That's okay. So again, that reminds us too, not to be judging anybody else's scenarios and rides and lives and all the different things. Keeping our eyes on our own lane, on our own path that we are paving, and not judging anybody else's. Because again, remembering, if we want the power, then they need to have their own power too, right? This is all such a gift. This is all such a gift. This is all such a gift. This time in our lives right now is such a powerful time. Yes, there's so much scariness out there right now. There's so much hate and hurt. There's so much turmoil going on in the world. There's so much turmoil. But there's always that opposite too, right? There's always the yin and the yang, right? There's so much negativity. But there's the opposite as well then. There's so much light for us to drive around, for us to play with, to us to morph and to direct in the ways in which we feel like we are meant to, that is needed for us to do. So if you're the ones that are on the picket lines, if you're the ones that are the protesters, and that's where you're driving your light, that is freaking amazing. We need you. We empower you with our light. We honor you, all the things. But if somebody else is not doing the same thing as you, you can't judge them, because they are doing their part. You are doing your part. They are doing their part, and vice versa. So if you are showing up as feeding people in the soup line, or volunteering in the homeless shelter, whatever that is for you, and you're like, there needs to be, why aren't these people doing this? Why aren't they doing this? You are doing your part. They are doing their part. We need to empower each other by really fully owning our roles and not judging each other's. We are the drivers of our own bus. The only thing that's in our buses is our own shit. We're not driving around anybody else's shit, and we're not driving anybody else's buses, but our own. So we need to stop trying to. We need to start just trying to reach over and taking somebody else's wheel. Going, you need to be over here doing this. You need to be over here doing that. You don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be doing that. Focus on your bus. Because we're all doing our own part. And if you want, if you want to help empower somebody else to drive their own bus, don't judge their bus. Don't judge their route. Don't judge how they have their bus painted. Don't judge how whatever it is that's going on with them and their bus and how they're doing. If their bus looks like a total shit show, you're not here to judge it. You're here to love it. I love your shit show bus. And even if you're driving around, if they're driving around in circles and zigzags and ended up right back where they started 1,000 times over, you're just here to love them and their bus exactly the way they are. And be fully empowered in your bus allows them to be fully empowered in theirs. Letting them, not taking control of their bus, gives them the power to control their own bus. Amen, and so it is. We covered, that was a lot. That was really, really good. And I'm very, very, very grateful. Because it puts it right. Because as scary as it can be, it puts the power back in our own hands. Right? And it allows us, it tells us They're telling us that we have the power to take that fear that's been holding us back and take control of it, right? And step with it into this next time in our lives, to take full power and control of our lives. I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for all of you and all of this. I'm very, very, very grateful. And I swear I don't have a body on the bed. That's a leg pillow. I'm going to try with my clients. Amen. Much love. Have an amazing day.